Welcome to Subramani. One advantage of being in the market for a pretty long period of time is that you have seen recessions, which means you have seen market falls, and market falls can be quick and vicious, right? You can have a very long bull run and a dramatic 30% fall in 10 days or 12 days, right? So how have I handled the past? I mean, what is my history? What was I doing in 1993, right? Specific things are not needed, but I can tell you what I have learned, and also from my reading of the past data and how people behaved. In fact, I think people behavior is far more important than what we give weightage to. So first steps, or rather step number one, acknowledge that it is a crash. When market falls 10%, like say you've seen in the Sensex at 50,000, if you see the Sensex at 45,000, accept that it is a crash. A 10% fall is a crash. No, we are not in bear market territory, but we are in a crash. So stop listening to media saying it is a correction, it will come back. Remember, it's a crash, it's a crash, it's a crash. So if 10% is something which happens very regularly, yes, it happens very regularly, you have to be careful, but you have to first of all acknowledge that it is a crash. At this stage, you stop all your analysis about every company. Yes, it is market share is rising, the EPS is rising, last 2 quarters have been great, last 10 quarters have seen a rising EPS, all that is fantastic. But when the markets come down, markets crash, and markets are in a bad mood, nothing can stand against it. Absolutely nothing. Remember, you will always get a chance to buy the same share at a lesser price. Very rarely does one share stand up against the storm. Yes, there are some such shares. I'm not going to talk about it, but there are some such shares. Ignore them for a moment, but the rule is during a bad time, none of your charts, none of your diagrams, none of your pencils, none of your calculators, nothing will work. It does not matter. When the market is down 10%, you're better off holding on rather than buying. This is not the greatest time to be buying. You will have sell-side equity analysts telling you when a share is a great buy at 500, it becomes a better buy at 430, 440. But remember, this has fallen more than 10%. So chances are it might fall further. Also remember, when you walk into a kitchen and you see a cockroach, you have to be sure that it is not alone. So yes, there will be a lot of people trying to tell you a lot of things, but you have to watch the market sentiment and not listen to sell side stories, and they're all happy to sell their shares, right? And I think the most important person to ignore are the big fund managers, for whom you have a lot of respect. Remember, fund managers have a huge sales role. They may not admit it in public, they cannot admit it in public, they may not admit it in private, but they have a sales role. Largely, they are asset gathering machines because they need assets, right? If you don't have assets, what will you work with? So let us look at a mutual fund which is handling, let's say, 2 lakh crores of assets or 4 lakh crores of assets. The size has grown these days. And let's say he's got 1 lakh crores of assets in equity. Do you expect the fund manager to come and say, I think the market is going to be bad, I think you should sell 20% of your equity portfolio and put it in debt? No, he is not going to say that. He might recommend a product which is different. He might recommend a product which has got more debt and less equity. That is an indicator to you that it is time that you get rid of equity. It is not necessary that you should buy the product that he is saying, because if you already have enough debt products, you get rid of equity. That's perfectly all right. Don't expect a fund house or a sell side analyst to say it's a time to sell. They have not been trained to say that. It's a great time when you should be repaying all the loans that you have taken from your broker. If you're doing margin trading, it's a fantastic time to be settling it, because your margin settling will happen at a very inopportune time and at a very bad price. When the market is down by another 15-20%, he will come calling for more margin. The stock exchanges are pretty cruel, so exactly at a time when you don't want your stocks to be sold, your broker will sell it. By force, he will sell it. And believe me, the way broking operations are run today, there is no place or time for sentiment. He just cannot. Your broker cannot, your National Stock Exchange cannot, because SEBI is going to put some heavy fines and levies for people who miss margin calls. So it's a fabulous time to be getting rid of all your brokerage leverage whichever you have. Also start ignoring the calls given by some of the CEOs. Also will give a call saying it's a fantastic time to be upping the share. You should put more money into markets. Now here there is a caveat. What has happened recently is a lot of the logic of buying is suspended. People don't think a lot before buying. It's all automated buying. So here I am doing a 5 lakh rupee per month SIP or a 5,000 rupee per month SIP. It doesn't matter. And I have got a product which says if the market falls 10%, my SIP amount should go up by 20%. So my 5 lakhs becomes 6 lakhs or my 5,000 becomes 6,000. Then there is NPS money, then there is provident fund money, and then there are index funds. Now these people just buy relentlessly. I've spoken earlier about relentless buying, and they have a mechanism by which when there is a fall they buy and they buy more. Now if you take the 2009 crash, the recovery was fast, but if you take the 2020 March crash, the recovery was fabulously fast. This happens because of mechanized trading and low cost of finance. However, don't use these as indicators. For example, the market can go from 50,000 Sensex to 40,000 Sensex and stay there for a pretty long period of time. Now what happens is, because of all this mechanized trading and almost compulsive relentless buying, the market comes back. So one bad lesson which we have learned from the previous two crashes is the recovery is always V-shaped. This time it could be U or this time it could be L. Be careful about that. Make two lists. One list of, let us say you woke up a little late and the market has already fallen. Then make two lists. One list is shares to sell when the market goes up, and second list of shares to buy when the market goes down even further. You have to have your own list. Don't ask me what is in my list. I don't have a big sell list, but yes, I have a big buy list, and my buy list could include shares which I already have. I rarely go out of my portfolio and buy unless there is some very strong reason. I may buy Reliance, I may sell Reliance, I may buy Coromandel International, I may buy Tata Power, but these are shares which are already there in my portfolio. Very rarely will I go and pick something which is not there in my portfolio just because the price has fallen. That's just not me. It's of course important to watch the indicators like EPS, etc., but it is a fantastic time to be watching the sentiment. See what people are doing. Right now people are getting together and trading. Right now people are getting together online and trading, saying what did you buy, and that kind of a thing, like watching a movie. It's become more like an entertainment rather than investments, right? Very important now, remember all your past lessons. Don't try catching a falling life. Don't think you will be able to get the bottom. Doesn't matter. Staying away is very useful, could be very useful. Also, it is a great time when you have to sell off all your mid caps and biotechs and NBFCs, etc., because the market will go after these and there will be a lot of bears trying to make money on this. So yes, I may have made money in Cholamandalam and Sundaram Finance and Equitas, but when it comes to a bad situation in the market, best thing for me is to get rid of this and stick to HDFC and SBI, which are anyway there in my portfolio, right? Or stick to the HUL rather than try buying some biotech share hoping that it will double. So what you have, maybe you hold, right? Very important that you stop talking with your mouth open. An Ambani Group company cannot fall below 100. Well, Anil took everybody to the cleaners, right? I had people saying that, oh, Reliance Power can't go below 400. Below 400, it's gone below 4, right? So suspend all these nonsensical words like, oh, it's an MNC, it cannot fall, it is paying dividends, so it won't fall. Every rule has been broken, right? So if you take very many shares, you take ITC, Who thought it will come down from 300 to 170? Yes, some of us knew that the government was selling through ETF, so we were in a hurry, we got rid of it much earlier. But there are people who kept on buying all the dips, right, from 300 to 170. If you keep averaging, it will work, because someday the share market has to go up, right? And far more importantly, shut up and listen to the markets. Thank you.